Hey guys, Mr. Graves here. I am going to be talking about slope intercept form on the Unit 4 video. This is the third one I'm making. Oh, that's how you know I'm really tired. So I found a 4-page worksheet. So this is going to be the longest video I honestly have done. Make sure I have it right. Yeah, the longest video I have done, and this is the third one too. So I still have 2 more to do. Oh my God. Good thing I don't have a life, right? So first thing we need to do is we need to find the slope of this line. So if you actually, I want to do number 1 in black. So if I make a right triangle here, it looks like for the slope M, I went down 3, then I went to the right 1. So it's going to be a positive 3 over, no, it's not positive 3. That should be a negative 3. Yep, that's my bad. Negative 3 over positive 1. So my slope is going to be a negative 3. Now my y-intercept is where does the graph cross the y-axis, right? So it looks like I'm gonna have to do some erasing, sadly. But if you look right here, this is the origin of 0, 0. So that means my y-intercept is 0. So my equation in the form of mx plus b, I'm gonna have y equals, oops, it's my bad there. Y equals, why did it do that? I do not understand. I go y equals negative 3x. That's it. That's my equation for number 1. I'm going to do number 2 in green. On number 2 here, I'm going to try to find the slope. So I'm going to draw my little triangle on these 2 points. It looks like for the slope for number 2, it went down 1 and right 2. Let me make sure that's right. 1, 2. Yeah, right 2. Right. So it's going to be a negative 1 over a positive 2. So that's just going to be negative 1/2, right? So my slope is negative 1/2. Now, if you look carefully, it looks like my black line that the function is crossed at 0, 5, right? So that means when x is 0, my y is 5, and that's my y-intercept. So y is going to equal negative 1/2 x plus 5. Hope that helps. Now, I'm going to do number 3 in red. Now, this is the one already. I know that the slope is going to be 0 because if the slope is in a horizontal line, that makes my slope is 0. So horizontal line, remember line that goes side to side, means my slope is going to be 0 because it's a horizontal line. Now the y-intercept is where does this line cross the y-axis? It looks as it crosses at 0, 3 at negative 3. So that's going to be my y-intercept of negative 3. So my equation will be y equals 0x minus 3, or you can just say y equals negative 3. Either one of those is the perfect answer. Okay. So let me look at something here. If I can move on. No, I cannot move on. Okay, that's fine. So I need to go ahead and do these ones on the bottom here. So y equals 6. Well, again, if y equals 6 on number 4, that means my m is equal to 0. In that case, my slope is 0, and my y-intercept here is going to be at 0, 6. And that's all there is to that right there. So when you see something like that, you know, if the y is equal to 6, my slope is 0 because it's going to be a horizontal line. And all the y values of that line are going to be at 6. On number 5, you have to be a lot careful actually on number 5, because you have to rewrite this equation. Right now is in standard form on number 5. So to rewrite it, I'm going to draw a line right here like so. To move the x over, I do the opposite of positive x, which is minus x on both sides. On this side, where I do the one side. So negative y now equals 4 minus x. Remember, if it's a oh no, you gotta be kidding me. Please tell me it didn't erase my work. Oh, thank God. It said something happened with the whiteboard and it went away. Okay, so I don't know what to do here. Okay, so let me. Okay, so well, you don't have to do then. I mean, I can't do anything else besides that. Alright, so I put a 1 in front of this so I can divide everything by -1. Let me make sure it's still recording. Yep, still recording. Thank God. Thank God. There we go. So I can divide everything by -1. So in this case, I know my y is going to equal -4 plus x. So I can say y is equal to x minus 4. So my slope m is going to be equal to 1. Right, right, a 1 in front of that. And my b is going to equal -4. So my y-intercept is going to be 0, comma, -4 on number 5. Now, on number 6, yep, I gotta do the same thing again, but a little bit more difficult. Man, no wonder people don't like math. Going to draw a line over here. Move the 5x over by doing the opposite. I'm converting it right now from standard form to slope form, so I can actually get my answer. But I do the one side, do the other side. So -3y now equals 24 minus 5x. Divide everything by -3. So now y is going to equal -8 plus 5/3, right? X. So my slope for m for number 6 is going to be 5/3. And my b is going to be equal to -8. So my value is going to be 0, comma, -8. So sorry, I don't know what happened. It just literally. Okay, that's better. We just have to zoom out. Okay, so there, we can see it better. So that I zoomed out of that mess, I can go back and put in all my answers. So my slope here is 1, and my y-intercept is going to be 0, -4. There we go. And then for this other guy here, for number 6, my slope I know is positive 5/3x. And my y-intercept is going to be 0, comma, -8, because my y-intercept is indeed a -8. So yeah, make sure b is equal to -8 like that. Okay. Okay, let me go now to the second page. Okay, now I'm on the second page. If I can zoom in, I think I just zoomed in perfectly. Okay, so on the second page, we have to. What the heck did they do here? Oh, they didn't even do anything. You can't do nothing here. Okay, okay, I see. It's just a continuation, so we just graphing it. Okay, okay, I see. So let me just go ahead and do it. This one, I had a y-intercept of 0, 6, and the slope was 0. So here, make sure I got it right. Yep, this was 0 and 0, 6. The slope for this was 1, and it was 0 and -4. And this one here, the slope was equal to 5/3, and the y-intercept was 0 and -8. I'm going to graph the y-intercept first, because I think that's the easiest one to do. And because on this one, the slope is 0, it's going to be just a horizontal line. So as you can see, all the y values are going to be 6 there. So for this one, I'm going to do the y-intercept of -4. Go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, because this m means I go up 1 and over to the right 1. Just connect the dots. And I've just graphed it. For this one here, 5/3 is my slope at -8. I start at -8. I go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Connect my dots. Oh, I actually like this song. Depressing though. So there. That's how you graph those. Now, to do this section, you're gonna have to get comfortable with rewriting stuff, guys. You gotta get comfortable with rewriting from standard form to slope intercept form. So number 7, I'm gonna move the 2x over by subtracting it, because the opposite of positive 2x is minus 2x on both sides. So y equals 0 minus 2x. You can also write this as y is equal to negative 2x plus 0. So if the y-intercept is going to be 0, 0, and the slope is going to be negative 2, so I put my dot here in the origin. I go down 2 and right 1, down 2, right? Down 2. Oops. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1, like so. There we go. So they probably want you to write the equation. Yeah, they do. Y equals negative 2x. There you go. Now let's do number 8. Again, write the line in between. Opposite of negative x is positive x, so that goes away. What I do to one side, I do the same to the other side. So 4y now is equal to 4 plus x. I divide everything by 4 to get rid of that 4y. So y now equals 1 plus 1 over 4x. You can write your answer as y equals 1 over 4x plus 1. So my y-intercept is 0, 1, because my b is 1. Slope is 1 over 4. I put the dot here. I go up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I connect my dots and I graph it. Like so. Now on number 9, it says x is equal to 4. So if x equals to 4, it's going to basically be a vertical line, right? So all x numbers equals negative 4. So there's going to be, so if I'm going to find negative 4 right here and put a dot all the way up and down on negative 4. See that? So the slope here is none. So none is the slope. And if you notice, that vertical line does not touch the y-axis. This is the y-axis right here, right? So that means my y-intercept is going to be also none. So you have no slope and no y-intercept. So your answer, your equation is going to be just x equals negative 4. And do I have only one more page left to do? Yes, I do. So here you have to look at the table and find what is the slope and the y-intercept. Whew. Man, this is why people don't like math, when you give them all this work. So to find the slope, remember slope is going to be the change in y over the change in x. So it looks like the y side is changing by 10. See that? And it looks like the x side is going by 2. So if I write that, it'll be 10 divided by 2, which is going to be 5. So my slope is equal to 5. Okay. Now on this one, on number 10, you guys got very lucky because they already gave you the x-intercept. So now the y-intercept. The y-intercept, right? So when x is 0, you're going to have your y number. So if you look over here on the table, when x is 0, the y number is 10, and that means my y-intercept is 10. So my equation will be y equals 5x plus 10, because my equation is the form of y equals mx plus b, right? Mx plus b. So that's good there. Now we're going to find the slope for number 11. So I'm going to try to do that in a much different color. So number 11, to find the slope, I'm going to do a little bit different than I did on number 10, because on number 10, it looked pretty clean and straightforward, right? You had the same numbers on the x side, the same numbers on the y side. So if you do the slope here, you're going to use y2 minus y1. So this is y1, y2. So you're going to do 3 minus 6. Then you're going to do the x number. This is x2 and x1. So it's going to be 1 minus negative 2. So it's going to be negative 3 divided by 3. So that's going to be negative 1. So I'm going to have a slope of negative 1. Now, to find the y-intercept, I'm going to have to do things again a little bit differently, because if you notice, they didn't give me when x is 0 on that table. So I need to be careful here and use y equals mx plus b. Because I already have my m. I'm going to use my 6 for my y, right? Because that's my first one. I know my m is going to be negative 1. X number is negative 2 plus b. So 6 is going to equal 3 plus b. And of course, what is plus 3 gives you? What plus 3 gives you 6? That'd be 3, right? So 3 is equal to b, which of course is the same as 0, 3 on the y-intercept. So if my b is 3 and my m is equal to this right here, negative 1, I'm going to have y equals negative 1x plus 3. You can also do y is equal to negative x plus 3 as well, and that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Okay, now on number 12, the last one, right? It involves decimals. I know a lot of us don't like decimals, but they're not going to ever go away, especially if you like money and paying for things and eating. You have to pay for food, right? So for the slope, I'm going to do the same thing I did for the slope, right? I'm going to do the whole y2 minus y1. So this is y1, y2. So I'm going to do 7 minus 6.8. And the x numbers, x2 and x1, which is going to be 6 minus 5. 7 minus 6.8 is 0.2. Divide by 1 means my m is equal to 0.2. There we go. Now I need to find the y-intercept. And again, they were not nice enough to give it to us, so we have to do some math to solve for it. I'm going to do y equals mx plus b. Y is going to be 6.8. M we said is 0.2. X is 5 plus b. If I do 0.2 times 5, I should get 1, but let me just check. Yep, it's 1. We have 6.8 is equal to 1 plus b. If I subtract 1 on both sides, goes away, and 6.8 minus 1 is 5.8. Someone's at the door, and I don't know, because I'm not going to deal with that. We have 0 and 5.8. So y would equal 0.2x plus 5.8. And I'm done. Anyone at the door? Anyone outside? Well, I can stop it here.